Hey folks, Kurt Waldrop, Liberty Cowboy. Just finished my 2 mile run for the day and I went out and did some weights earlier. So I'm working on that getting in shape thing. I noticed that I'm a little bit. This is sweat. That's not from me spilling my precious coffee here. So I do have my coffee, and it is delicious. I'm going to set that down here and we're going to have a conversation on social media that happens after a mass shooting. So this is simulated. I've had conversations like this, and it always seems to go in a similar way. Some of you may have experienced this yourselves. So I'm going to say Republican to describe independents, conservatives, Republicans, libertarians. So if you're not actually Republican, you're just somebody who believes in personal freedom, don't be offended. Remember, Trump identified as a Republican, and he's not exactly your average Republican either. Excuse me. So, news flash, somewhere in the USA, there was a mass shooting. If you get on social media, a Democrat says, I'll bet a year's pay that it's a racist, MAGA, Trump white guy with an AR-15. That actually happened, by the way, for the Boulder shooting. That was pretty disgusting. And let's face it, that tweet aged like fine milk. He was wrong on every account. But the Democrat says that. A Republican comes back and says, wait, the vast majority of people who own AR-15s follow the law and they've committed no crimes. Why punish them? Democrat, the bodies aren't even cold and you're trying to save your precious AR-15s. Have you no shame? Republican, dude, I'm sorry. I'm used to Democrats using any tragedy to try to take away our Second Amendment rights. And by the way, I just found out that the shooter's first name is Arabic and he was born in the Middle East. His Facebook page says that he loves Bernie Sanders, hates white people, and hated Trump. And just as an aside, every single one of his victims is white. So wouldn't that be a hate crime against white people? Democrat, stop being racist. First off, a non-white person cannot commit a hate crime because white people have all of the power. Yeah, they actually believe that. That makes my brain explode. All Muslims should not be blamed for the action of one. Not all of them are terrorists. And anyway, he was morally a white man. Just a note here again. I'm sorry I keep breaking into the flow of this, but I don't know what morally a white man means, but CNN, one of the reporters actually said it. And I'm using a screenshot from that as my thumbnail for this. So just look at my thumbnail and you can kind of see it. This was on the day it happened. But back to our conversation. Republican. But if you're saying that all Muslims are not responsible for the actions of one Muslim, then wouldn't that apply to gun owners? Why penalize all AR-15 owners for the actions of one person? All AR-15 owners don't commit mass shootings. Democrat, if you love children, you would want to see these assault rifles banned. You'd want to see them get rid of all these military weapons. Note, no country on earth uses AR-15s in their military. It's not full automatic. My son even didn't realize that when he was 10. He knows now. Secondly, they're always saying that you should ban all the assault rifles. They don't know what an assault rifle is. Ask them, they'll go crazy. If you don't know, I won't tell you. Ever heard that one before? And lastly, if you love children, insert whatever they want here. That's their excuse for wearing masks all the time, which I now just call face diapers. That's their excuse for you must be vaccinated. That's your excuse for getting vaccinated and wearing 2 masks. It almost makes me feel like either the masks don't work or the vaccination doesn't work. I don't know. Okay, so back to the conversation. The Republican then responds, but shootings with any rifle are fairly rare. In fact, the FBI states that there are more killings in a year with blunt objects like hammers than there are with all rifles together. And if you look at the stats from Chicago, Just last week, there were more people shot with pistols than AR-15s kill in an entire year. Those pistols are, by the way, mostly illegal. They're used by gangs. They've been stolen or something. Just to add more to it, it seems like the cities like Chicago, with the most repressive gun laws, are the ones that have the most shootings. Oh, and by the way, they did just release more information. The weapon used was a pistol. It was not an AR-15. So why aren't you talking about gangs, Mr. Democrat? When you say gangs, you must be talking about minorities. Therefore, you must be a racist. And this just proves even more you hate children. Therefore, I hope all of your children are killed. The Republican then responds, wait, what just happened? That sort of conversation ever happened to any of you? It's happened to me. I've experienced that. It's even worse if you tell them you're a member of the NRA, because they will blame the NRA for all murders with anything, even though I don't know of any mass shooting ever committed by an NRA member, and actually very few crimes are committed by NRA members. None that I'm aware of. There may be some. You feel free to comment about it and inform me. But make sure your facts are, in fact, facts and not your own opinions that you're pretending are facts. They also blame conservatives for all the shootings, even though it's not the conservatives doing it. They'll blame Christians as well. Well, I guess why not? They don't seem to much like Christians, except they'll try to throw biblical scripture at people whenever it suits them, even though they usually take it out of context. They'll have no clue about what it means. Once they run out of talking points, then they always go to insults and sometimes even threats. So my son put on his COVID face diaper to go to school today, and it has a flag on it with the phrase, "United we stand." Yeah, united. That's how our country is now. You have those who are in favor of the Constitution and those that aren't. The more I look around, I just want to do a preemptive strike on stopping a potential civil war and say, hey guys, let's just have a divorce. You liberals in your blue states, you go over there, and us conservatives in our red states, we'll go over here, and you guys stay out of our part of the country, and we'll stay out of your part of the country, and hey, federalism. Otherwise, we have to go to secession. If that doesn't work, then yeah, we're just shooting at each other. And since it's divided about 50-50, it's just going to end up like Northern Ireland or Syria. It won't be like 1861. It's going to be like Beirut. People chunking bombs. No uniforms. All of that because of the huge divisive wedge that Democrats are busy hammering into our country. Anyway, all for now. This is Kurt. Have a good day. Till next time, stay free, my friends. Bye.